Okay then guys, so a different video from me today, and I'm actually going to openly tag some people. Last week I was off work ill for 2 days, and it got me thinking about replay value in certain retro games, and games that I constantly go back to and replay. Now, apart from these two here, obviously these are very main Mega Drive games that people will always go back and replay. They're actual classics on the systems. Obviously everyone knows these two games, but there are some other games, and that I usually always go back and replay. And the beautiful thing about retro gaming is that everyone's games are going to be different. Everyone's in something different. Everyone has different likes and so on. So this is a list that is going to vary. You could ask 20 people this list, and they would always come out with a different set of games. So these games I'm about to show you, they're not necessarily the list that you guys would go for, but I just wanted to sort of reference to you guys the sort of games that I like to play and always go back to. So I've got two systems. I've got PS3 and I've got Mega Drive. The first Mega Drive game I'm going to talk about is a very standard and generic game, FIFA 96. So main reason why FIFA 96? Well, I felt that in the FIFA style of games on the Mega Drive, these games stepped forward in 1996. I absolutely loved this game. It's everything about it, just the way it plays, the different goals you can score, the celebrations, the new movements that they incorporated into this game from FIFA 95. Everything to this effect makes me love this game, and I played this even when I was in secondary school, when all my friends had the sort of PlayStation version of this, and also the 1997 release, which was on the PlayStation as well. I was still playing this, and I had friends around, and we still played this game. I absolutely love this game, and it's a game that I still throw on now from time to time. And yeah, signifies everything about 16-bit football games to me. Again, personal preference there. Some people love the sensible soccer games, but for me, FIFA 96 all day long. Another sports game in Sampras Tennis, another game that is a very generic game, very easy to get hold of. You can commonly pick this up on eBay for about £2 usually. Again, a Codemasters game. At the time, Codemasters were making massive games like Micro Machines and things like that. But this game, it's a very difficult tennis game. There are other games out there. What can I say about this game? I absolutely loved this game back in the day. Much in the same way as sort of the FIFA games, this was very sort of revolutionary back in the day. And yeah, there were so many different sort of movements you could have. There was multiple characters with different sort of statistics, and but some of them were really good at serving. Some of them were very good at sort of backhand returns and things like that. And it was a very colourful game, and you could really get in some really heated sort of battles with your mates and stuff, which is something I definitely took advantage of back in the day. We loved this game, and much in the same way as I said about FIFA 96 a minute ago, this is a game that I was still playing on sort of well into my secondary school days, sort of 97 and 98 probably pushing it. But yeah, the second version of this game, I believe, Pete Sampras Tennis 96. Very similar, but I just wanted to pull out one of these games, and yeah, excellent game. So that pretty much does it for the sport games, apart from this game here. Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco GP2, one of the most generic titles you're going to find, but this signifies absolutely everything I loved about racing games back in the day and still love now. Not just the fact that it was a game that was sort of mascoted by my my hero sort of as a kid, and still nowadays I still love the film and stuff that has recently come out. But this game, back in the day, it was such an addictive game. I played this so much around my friend Rob's house. We would just play this for hours, and yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. Very gripping game with the pit stops in particular, because you could actually, there's some stuff on the back here where my finger is. You could actually sort of pick the tyres you were going to have, and sort of fuel and sort of strategies. Very good game, and yeah, I mean, much like the actual F1 Championship Edition game, this one actually just means so much more to me, mainly probably because of the Ayrton Senna involvement in the game. But absolutely brilliant game, very gripping, and many happy hours back as a kid playing on this game for sure. So now we come on to games that I'm sure will probably, get a vote from a lot of people. But first game here, Earthworm Jim. Now this is my original copy, and I'm very happy to say it's my original copy. In fact, it's still got my cheats in it. Yeah, there we go, some cheats on it, and things like that. It's I got some other bits and bobs there as well, but I remember writing those cheats at my nan's house back in the day. Absolutely awesome game. I mean, Earthworm Jim, such a revolutionary game back in the day, much in the same way. It sort of reminds me of when I played sort of Abe's Exodus and the first sort of Oddworld games. It reminded me much of Earthworm Jim because this game was so different to anything that was out at the time. The level design, just everything about it, the actual concept of an earthworm in a muscled suit, you know, sort of space suit, who had like friends as goldfish and things like that, you know. Absolutely brilliant storyline. Some elements are sort of, you know, they tried to push the boundaries on this game as well, with just sort of over the top, sort of launching cows and pigs into sort of big puddles and trying to block up holes with animals, and I could just go on forever. Absolutely awesome game. I spent so many happy hours on this game as a kid, and it's one that was actually played during my time off last week, so Earthworm Jim for sure. Next one, Cannon Fodder. Enough said. Cannon Fodder, one of my all-time favourite games. I would say it's definitely in my top 5 Mega Drive games of all time. Well, what can you say about Cannon Fodder? Those are guys that haven't played it. I mean, I actually first played this game on the Amiga back in the day, and it was it's just as addictive on the Mega Drive. And I actually played it over Christmas time, I believe, when it was a very, very cold day outside. I got my a little sort of the sort of Nomad sort of thing out, not the actual Nomad, but the I can't remember, a retro replay I think it's called or something. It's a little handheld device I've got, but it's yeah, it plays these games very, very well. Cannon Fodder, absolutely brilliant, very, very sort of strategic game where you have to guide just army around the island and sort of shoot these little sensible soccer characters and things like that. Very, very well thought out levels and a brilliant game, very, very funny, and still funny when you throw it back on now. You can have hours of fun on this game, and just another game from the brilliant line of Sensible Games and Virgin Games back in the day. Absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love these games to death. Now this next one is going to get a lot of people, but I've said this a lot, and Sonic 3D. I love this game, and if you can get past the way the character sort of runs on screen and some of the controls in the game, I mean, they're a bit odd, but the actual gameplay I absolutely love. And we're trying to bring something like this for the Mega Drive. Okay, it was in the later years, but it was a very, very big cartridge. It wasn't a standard cartridge. I mean, you saw that, you know, 32 meg cartridge there. Well, Earthworm Jim was boasting about a 24 meg cartridge. So, you know, they really pushed the boundaries on this game, and I think, you know, it's actually said that this game actually formed a lot of the ideas from the games for the Saturn that they were trying to incorporate Sonic into. So I think they really tried to push the boundaries on this game, and yeah, everything about it. I mean, you know, I heard some bad things about this before I picked it up, and I've got to admit, from actually playing it, I don't see it. Like I said, apart from the obvious control problems that you have, and some of the music's a bit sort of generic as well, and does go on a bit. But apart from that, the gameplay on this game is fantastic, and I play it a lot. Okay, so I've got 2 PS3 games here now. One of them, as you know, I'm a very, very big F1 fan, F1 2011, which actually superseded F1 2010 for me. Brilliant game. They've incorporated so many good things onto this edition, and now you can pick it up for, literally, I think I saw it the other day for about 12 quid. You can pick up, not brand new, but I mean, it's sort of pre-owned price. It doesn't, you know, the gameplay you can get out of this as a car fan, and I mean, I'm not a car fan, don't get me wrong, but I love my F1, and just the things they incorporated onto this, and you know, the things you can do. You can actually proper go for strategies during races as well, sort of 2-stop strategies, 3-stop strategies, and try and outwit people in the pits, and just an absolutely brilliant game. And another thing, I mean, I love Codemasters. I played Codemasters games from literally year dot from a kid, and I've never played really any bad Codemasters games. Absolutely love them. F1 2011 there. Okay, next one. This is really a series for me, but the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six games, the Vegas games in particular. I'm not a big, you know, I wouldn't say I'm not a big fan of these games. I hate the Modern Warfare games. I hate all that sort of stuff, and you can probably see by my selection of Mega Drive games, I'm a pretty sporty guy, and I love all the sort of, you know, ice hockey, football, and, you know, cannon fodder and things like that. It's about as far as I go for sort of this game sort. But there was something about this game, when I first played it, I played it around my friend's house, and they were very cheap to pick up. The fact that you can actually sort of command your team with, you know, sort of telling them where to go and stuff, it's a game I usually go back to nowadays. And like I said, I'm not one for Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, because I just don't want to waste my time with things like that. I think, you know, how far can you actually go with, you know, an army game? You know, it's very similar to sort of a football game. How much more advanced can you make them? I think once you find a game you like in this sort of genre, it's great, and I've definitely found it with the Vegas games. I really love these games. The only thing is, I mean, I bought a Tom Clancy game after I bought this, End War, and I just couldn't get into it. And I'm a big Command and Conquer fan, and there was a certain elements in that game that was very Command and Conquer-esque. I just couldn't get into it, but yeah. Anyway, Rainbow Six games, very well played in my household. But anyway, guys, like I said, this is sort of an open tag, but there are some people that I really want to hear, you know, sort of get feedback from, and you know, one of them is Blue Tonic 78. I would love to hear some you know, stories about games that he usually goes back and, you know, replay value and stuff like that. But I mean, for me, it's got to be Blue Tonic, it's got to be Almew, and who was the other guy that I wanted to hear from? Oh, sorry, Dave Psycho Fox. I would love to hear Dave's choice of games. Their channels I watch all the time. Absolutely love their channels. And yeah, guys, please feel free to discard this video if you want, but these are my choices for the games that I played as a kid and will go back to all the time, most replayed games. So anyway, guys, open tag, please feel free to make a tag response, as I'd love to sort of get your views back from the retro gaming community. This is my choice. Like I said, everyone's choice in the retro gaming community is going to be different. We're all into different stuff. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll put another video up soon. See you later.